Code kidnapping Sarada might somehow be the smartest decision this man has made in years, which admittedly is a bar currently located somewhere beneath the Earth's crust, because Code knows fighting Boruto himself is basically scheduling his own funeral with extra steps, but giving Sarada to Hidari could buy him something far more valuable than another army of disposable claw grinds. And for us as an audience, it gives us a chance for a really impressive callback to something from Naruto's manga. Kashin Koji's visions have repeatedly shown Sarada fighting Hidari, and Code might be the person who finally puts those two in the same room. The scary part is that if Code understands Sarada's meaning to Hidari, then Sarada was never his hostage for Boruto. She was his peace offering for the Shinju. And when you look at Code's situation right now, that possibly makes for a very disturbing amount of sense. Join me in today's newest Naruto Explain video where your OBC, your original Boruto chief, takes a look at why Code grabbing Sarada might be what gets us to that crucial moment of Sarada versus Hidari and how it could benefit Code in his effort to take down Boruto. Also, if you're into Bleach, don't forget to check out the Bleach video on my Anime Explain channel where all 28 Bankai in the Bleach manga and light novels have been broken down. Strongly recommend that if you're a fan of Bleach. Timestamps are on the video since that video is over an hour long. Also, with Boruto on break this month, as you should have seen by Friday's video with the many faces of Obito video essay, more Patreon exclusive content will be coming to YouTube, including an essay on Kakashi and Kaguya and other lore videos and videos on Hagoromo and Hashirama. So Boruto might be over, but the content continues. The OG followers from the Kryptonian Saiyan days, you will definitely appreciate the format that was used on those videos because we went back to the old template basically. So Code doesn't just have one problem, he has several problems. The biggest one is what you would assume is Boruto, but it's actually Jura. The moment Jura made it clear he wanted the chakra fruit too, and then he blew off Code's arm with ease, Code realized his only threat wasn't just Boruto carrying a sword. For someone who believes he's on a mission given to him from his god Ishiki, Code isn't off to the best of starts in making his deity Ishiki feel proud. The 10 tails his god told him to use, it now disobeys him. The Otsutsuki that he was supposed to hunt down and feed one of them to the 10 tails, both of them could take turns whooping his ass and making him beg for mercy. That reality has been beaten into him repeatedly. Code understands the power gap between himself and his targets. Boruto came back strong enough 2 years after Code took down Sasuke that Code was easily defeated. Jura didn't even think enough to kill him. He told him he'd give Code a chance to add some value to his life. It was a complete insult. Taking on either of them head up isn't a strategy, it's an assisted suicide. It's a no-win situation, which means Code needs leverage to shift the tide of battle, which is why he targeted Sarada, and when he realized she was trying to allow herself to be caught, he quickly removed the Flying Raijin markers she had to ensure they couldn't be followed. Whatever plan he had, it clearly changed, and he accounted for her Trojan horse plan and shoved her through those claw marks mid-activation of her Mangekyo Sharingan. Code eliminated the Boruto problem, depending on where he took her. Boruto may or may not have a Flying Raijin marker where Sarada is located. That gives Code options. The immediate assumption would be to say that Code will now use Sarada as bait. Yet, that doesn't seem like the direction Code would go, or rather not the direction he should go, because Boruto has already planned for that. At the same time, Kashin Koji has seen multiple timelines where Sarada was captured by Code, and it was enough that Boruto bent the knee to Jura in order to secure Sarada's safety. While that does remain a possibility, 10 Directions doesn't show one guaranteed future. It shows possibilities. In one future timeline, we saw another scenario. In fact, it wasn't just one scenario, it was multiple. Sarada locked in combat with Hidari, pushed to the point her Mangekyo Sharingan was used, and Hidari was shown in various stages of combat, clearly against her. Boruto wasn't there. In the newer update that Kashin Koji got, it seems the same thing is happening, but this time Hidari looks to be attacking in a more aggressive manner. The point is, Hidari and Sarada appear destined for a clash. It's almost like a nexus point. No matter how many times you change the timeline, it's a moment in time, a moment in history that will always occur. This may be the story using Code as a bridge to get us there, while paying off another plotline involving Code. Code doesn't just have a Boruto problem, he has a Shinju problem. He birthed those creatures and yet they don't listen to him. They don't respect him. Even when Jura said they owed their existence to him, he talked in a patronizing way to Code. To use a real-life example, Code is the guy who hires someone for his company only for that person to leave and form their own rival company because they didn't have a non-compete clause in their contract. At that point, you did it to yourself. In time, since the Shinju gaining their own personalities and desires, it has made Code an afterthought, but Code has been watching and listening. We know that from the Mamushi fight. He knows Hidari's target is Sarada. He saw firsthand how obsessive the Shinju get when it comes to devouring their targets. Code can now use that against the Shinju, particularly Hidari, by offering up Sarada. It's an equal exchange. You get Sarada, but when the time comes, you help me face Boruto. It's enough to get Jura interested as well. Though, based on the visions, it does appear as if Jura won't be in the dimension when all this goes down. Jura's attachment to Hidari will make him want to ensure that Hidari gets what he desires in Sarada, though Code was assigned a different task. This will be enough to get the ball rolling for him to build favor with Jura. They also have a mutual interest in wanting Boruto dead. Jura sees him as a major threat, partially due to his evolution and how much knowledge Boruto has. Code sees him as a threat because he still lays awake at night having nightmares about the Uzuhiko Rasengan. This could be a good way to solve their Boruto problem, and Jura has extra incentive in getting more information about the feelings of love, seeing the reaction of Boruto when all this goes down. Relationships in life, they matter. They build an opportunity for you to call on someone later on in a time of need. As my grandma used to say, the people you see on the way up are the same ones you see on the way down. So be careful because you never know when you might need someone in the future. In Hidari, Code would have an ally to take out Sarada, which could continue Code's revenge against Sasuke, but it would more importantly torment Boruto. In Hidari, Code will have someone who would be able to help him battle Boruto in an effective way, because teaming up together, they would at least have a chance to take down Boruto, despite the fact that Boruto's stronger than both of them. The only question is, where will Code take Sarada, and does Boruto have a marker in that location or not? How will he get Boruto there is a question. Depending on how Ikimoto approaches this, it opens up a few narrative paths, one of which I do believe should be Sarada briefly facing Hidari alone. With Sarada's Mangekyo Sharingan already deteriorating, it gives the chance to do the inverse of Sasuke versus Itachi, while building on the message that Boruto's a series has been pushing whenever it pays homage to older stuff in Naruto's manga. It takes what was done, it pays respect to it, and then it adds its own twist to it because that's what you do with a sequel. Sarada in this scenario, the daughter of Sasuke, would be in the position of Itachi. Hidari, the clone of Sasuke, would be in the position of Sasuke. It's similar to how Ikimoto had the clone of Jiraiya in the position that Jiraiya was in against Pain, but as we saw with Kashin Koji versus Ishiki, that Kashin Koji took the other approach of Jiraiya and he chose to escape, whereas Jiraiya chose to die, placing faith in the next generation. With Sarada, there's a chance to do something similar thematically as she fights Hidari and potentially begins to lose her eyesight. Sarada is fighting Hidari, but she also is fighting her father. Hidari is both what Ikimoto called a true reflection of Sasuke, but also Hidari is a distorted reflection of Sasuke himself. She would be battling him as a person that embodies the hope of the Uchiha clan. while losing the very eyes that she inherited from her Uchiha clan bloodline. That is the kind of generational parallel that Naruto as a franchise has always loved doing. But this is where there's one enormous difference when you look beneath the surface. One of the themes that I would argue for Sasuke versus Itachi was that it was a fight that was built on and around isolation. Itachi set it up for Sasuke to face him alone. He had already planned how to set up the fight where Sasuke could kill him. Itachi would die alone, isolated, and Sasuke would walk out alone, having put the Uchiha massacre behind him, having a chance to restore the Uchiha clan's honor, all while being isolated from the truth of that night. That was the plan. Sasuke believed he had to fight Itachi alone, isolated. Kisame was used to keep the members of Sasuke's team away because isolation. Sasuke's entire identity was consumed by rage. He pushed people away. He sought out power. Everything else became secondary. If isolation would get him to his goal, then so be it. Sarada's entire character arc has been built differently. No matter what life threw at her, Sarada never forsaked her bonds. Her father believed bonds were a weakness. Her uncle believed that the truth had to be hidden. Sarada embraces her bonds, and she doesn't hide the truth. She spent 3 years speaking up for Boruto, her reputation being damned. Hate that she has towards Kawaki for stealing Boruto's life isn't the driving factor towards her gaining power. It's love, not just romantic like people focus on. That is surface level reading. She's being positioned to be the reflection of what Tobirama truly believed the Uchiha clan could be. A clan that can use their power and their strong feeling of love to protect the village without succumbing to their hate, assuming of course they could get out of their own self-destructive nature when the crazy gene kicks in and they get those shiny eyes. Every time Sarada relies on the Mangekyo, she gives up more of her eyesight. Visually, it resembles Itachi's final battle, and Uchiha fighting through failing eyes against someone whose entire existence is deeply connected to her own existence. Yet, that's where Ikimoto has a chance to add this to his twist. Boruto being there for the Hidari fight is more than he's earned the right to fight Sasuke's clone to save Sasuke. It's more to it than that. It continues Sarada's journey, and it also deepens the contrast of that parallel. Sasuke confronted Itachi carrying around years of hatred. Sarada is confronting Hidari with someone that she loves fighting beside her. Sasuke's battle represented what happened when the Uchiha cycle isolates people. Sarada's battle could represent what happens when somebody finally breaks that cycle and goes into that battle fighting alongside people they care for. Sarada's battle could represent something magical when you look at it from that perspective. This is why Boruto joining her would matter beyond shipping or giving the protagonist another cool interest where everyone says, look at Boruto or Farm. It would be a thematic payoff. That's the direction I would argue the story is best suited to follow. The idea of Code being the one who makes that happen would be a good transition towards the final path that Code takes as a character. Does he get struck down, or does he join Boruto the way that Kashin Koji saw in the timeline? This upcoming battle may decide everything. Obviously, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Click here on the left, check out this Naruto Explained video, or click here on the right to check out that Bleach video I was talking to you guys about earlier.